Please welcome to the stage Wendy McCarthy.
I wish my granddaughters were here. You know, I'm now a working grandmother. I never thought I'd be a working grandmother, but I'm having so much fun, why would I stop? And also I quite like to keep my eyes on a few people who might be slipping into mediocrity. And I think that when Nicola says, you know, she's ready for the next fun life, I think we should accept that we can change our careers. I think I've had 7 careers. But people also don't actually often understand that for 8 years I had what is called in my family bits and pieces. You know, I'd go and teach at TAFE and it'd always be the 7 till 9 session, because as the part-time female I'd be given 7 till 9, usually at the back of an old-fashioned TAFE with rats and cockroaches and so on. And you know, my challenge was to get the kids and the grown-ups who were there to stay the course, because the dropout rate was huge. And there was a time, you know, when I applied for 21 jobs and I only got one response, which was I was looking for a teaching job, and the principal of the boys' school, independent boys' school, wrote to me and said, we don't have any facilities for women. So I rang him up and said, what facilities do you think I'd need? And he said, we don't have any women's lavatories. And I said, I could go across the road. And he said, I don't think that's funny. Needless to say, my boys didn't go to that school and I didn't get the job. But when the last job I didn't get was one that's really, you know, you can tell it's quite imprinted in my mind as a history teacher. And I knew a lot about local history in Sydney. So I applied for a job, I think this was job 20, to be on one of those ferry trips as a tour guide. I mean, I had 3 children under 5, so I was looking for, you know, little bits and pieces and things. And they interviewed me, and they said to me at the end of the interview, you know, it's really nice meeting you, and you do know a lot, but, you know, you're too serious. I'd applied for a call girl position. Oh, my God, how embarrassing, you know, like a hostie on a trip. I thought they were serious about the history. So I went off to family planning. And that was my life. That was so much fun. And there are about 3 things that I want to say to you. I love what Nicola says about being personal, professional, and for the public benefit. I want to add one thing to that, though, for many of the women in the room, or for all of you really, is that if you are too risk-averse, and this is not something I ever preached in family planning, I said, say no first and think about it later. But now I say yes first and think about it later. Because what happens is women are they're often not accepting opportunities coming their way. That's why I love to see Marina and Angela and this team and other young women in the room having a go at doing something for themselves, creating their own framework and doing something. And when I see that naughty Jenna Price, you know, up here with Destroy the Joint, whom I taught at school to be naughty, haven't I done well? Yay! So be personal and be political. Be professional. Do things in the public benefit. It's not old-fashioned, it's actually real. And just think, when the time you're 72, you might be a working grandmother like me and still having lots and lots of fun. So thank you so much for that acknowledgement.